Thank you. The stream has now gone live.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, and welcome to this meeting of the Executive of Bracknell Forest Council. First, could I ask if there are any apologies, please, Hannah?
I have apologies of potential lateness from Councillor Brunel Walker.
Thank you very much. And who do we have online?
So joining remotely, I've got Councillor Harrison.
Thank you.
And Councillor Birch.
Thank you very much. Great. Colleagues, agenda item 2 is declarations of interest, where members are asked to declare any disclosable pecuniary or affected interest. Are there any to declare at this moment in time? No, and not indicating remotely. So the usual caveat, please, colleagues, should any debate take an unexpected turn and you realise there is an interest, then please don't hesitate to interrupt the meeting to inform us of that affected or pecuniary disclosable interest. Thank you. And the next item is the minutes of the meeting of the Executive held on the 13th of December, which commence on page 3 of the agenda. And can I have a proposer? Thank you, Councillor Turrell, seconded by Councillor Dr. Barnard. Thank you very much. Does anybody not agree that we should approve those minutes? No. So that is then unanimous. And we move on again to urgent items of business. Are we aware of any?
No, none notified, Chair.
No, thank you very much. Thank you. So, agenda item 5 is the housing strategy for 2022 to 27, and that's going to be introduced by Ms. Siggins.
Good afternoon, leader and colleagues.
Hello.
And so I'm also joined by Brian Daly, who's here to support any detailed questions in relation to the report. And Mark Barrett has sent his apologies. So very pleased to recommend for approval the housing strategy for 23 to 28 that you have within your pack. The lot of time, effort and energy, including from your good selves, members in providing your input and thoughts into the key priorities and the content of the housing strategy. So following a period of consultation, the amendments have been included in the report. And just to remind colleagues in terms of the 4 strategic priorities that yourselves, Bracknell Forest, will be signing up to and approving today, subject to approval of the strategy, is preventing homelessness, increase housing options and support for households in need, which has never been more important than the current time, as we're aware. Deliver new homes in sustainable communities that meet the needs of residents. Make the best use of existing homes and improve housing quality. And provide a range of housing options for people with care and support needs, which, as we know, with an ageing population, we need to be putting time, energy and effort into the different models of care and support that are going to be we need to design and create for Bracknell Forest residents moving forward. So I won't go into any further detail at this stage, leader, but Brian is available for any content that needs clarification.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Colleagues, are there any questions for our officers at this moment? No, we don't have any questions, so thank you very much indeed, Ms. Siggins and Mr. Daly. And I'll now ask Councillor Birch.
Thank you, Chairman. Councillor Dale Birch. Pleased to move the recommendations on page 21 at paragraph 2.1.
Seconded. Thank you, and that's seconded by Councillor Dr. Barnard. Councillor Birch.
Thank you. I'll start with my thanks, and I know members will join me, to all those officers and other groups and consultees that have taken part in pulling together probably one of the most comprehensive housing strategies we produced in quite a few years. Comprehensive because, as you can see in para 5.2, it pulls upon and calls upon a lot of the policy documents, plans, and other strategies that we have in place, and integrates our older people's housing needs reviews and various things like that. So as a housing strategy, it is a complete and composite document. And also the depth of the consultation, you can see in 5.5 that we went out and included residents, housing providers, voluntary organisers, etc. And then, as Grania Siggins did comment on, members were given the opportunity to contribute, and that's important because a lot of the casework members get is about housing issues, and so it was vitally important that all those bits of casework over recent years, etc., were able to come together in a workshop and be expressed in a workshop. And then you see the issues in 5.6 that were raised and the responses that we were able to give. Now, I do need to make one point though, because this is a housing strategy. It is not a housing development or local plan type of strategy, and there is a very big difference. However, it will enable us, when our new local plan gets approved, to be ready and able to take advantage of the additional affordable housing numbers that have gone into that plan, and so that in the hope that those dwellings that we will be delivering and the sites that we will be delivering will have a greater percentage of affordable housing on it. But not just that, within that, as the housing strategy discusses, within that, those sites will also look to provide older people's accommodation and accommodation for people with disabilities and so forth. So a very comprehensive, very well presented. My thanks to everyone that has taken part in it. I absolutely commend to members and all our residents this very comprehensive strategy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Birch. Councillor Dr. Barnard.
Yeah, thank you very much. In agreeing with everything that Councillor Birch has said, I think the most important thing to say from my perspective, in addition, is that this entire strategy is grounded on good quality data, an understanding of the demographic changes facing Bracknell Forest, and also, you know, the ambition that we have for all the residents of Bracknell Forest through all the stages in their life. You know, it's a challenging time at the moment and has been for a number of years with housing across the southeast. But if you look at the principles behind the housing strategy, it is about, as it says in the summary, to live in good quality, safe and affordable homes where they can be independent and financially secure and can access the right support when needed. It is the absolute fundamental in helping our residents achieve economic prosperity, achieving the security and safety that they need in their housing, and also living fulfilling lives. And I think, you know, what the pandemic has highlighted is communities where that happen. It's really, really important. So I think it is grounded in a lot of consultation, a lot of work. As Councillor Birch has said, it feeds on the casework the members have had, both current and past. And I think in doing so, also draws on the experience that our, you know, officers dealing with housing issues day to day are both at practical and strategic level. So I think it's a very comprehensive document. And I think it, you know, for me, I think it will make a positive and sustainable difference. And as Councillor Birch says, when it's used in conjunction with the emerging local plan that will be adopted at some point, you know, when we bring the two together in terms of affordable housing supply and in terms of what the housing strategy says, I think we'll be as well placed as we can be to meet the needs of our residents now and over the next 5 to 10 years.
Thank you very much. Would anybody else like to comment? Councillor Turrell.
Yes, I certainly take the point about it complementing the emerging local plan. Really important that we have these documents in place because it sets out the future for our residents and makes sure that the housing that is being provided is that there are proper plans to provide the type and of housing that is and quantity of housing that is actually needed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor Mrs Hayes.
And of course, it wouldn't go amiss if we didn't say that the climate change strategy in there enhances the building of houses that are appropriate. Not only that, but enhancing the older houses as well for our residents and being able to, yes, very much so, sir.
Thank you. Councillor Birch, would you like to sum up?
Very briefly, Chairman, because my colleagues have all highlighted the importance of this strategy and the particular elements and the comprehensive nature of it. I think I do need to mention our excellent housing department and our housing options team, who that's where the rubber, this strategies like this, the rubber hits the road right there. And the success that our housing teams have in preventing homelessness, etc. And that's really important. And also, I think members will be aware of our particular focus on rough sleepers and reducing to the extent that at the recent count we have 2 rough sleepers only, which is greatly down on previous years. Interesting also that in the last 5 years, we've delivered 543, that's up to last year, 22, 543 new affordable homes, of which, and this is an important part of our strategy, 64% of them, that's 350, have been affordable social rented, and that's for our most vulnerable people. So the strategy is here, but some of the numbers I've just given you demonstrate that the strategy is already being delivered and we have high hopes for its continued success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Birch. Would all those in favour of the recommendations please show? Thank you. That is unanimous. Thanks very much, colleagues. Item 6 is exclusion of the public and press.
Seconded.
Thank you very much. And if we can take that as read and thank members of the public and press for their attendance thus far and bid that they excuse us now.
Phil, can you confirm when we're no longer